Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting.
I did.
Just saying, Skipper.
She seems fine.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure, if you have time. Figured you'd be busy with tactical briefings and whatnot. Don't know what I think about us attacking today, of all days. Kind of an ill omen.
Well, it's Armistice Day. It's November 11th.
You mean on the anniversary of the First Contact War?
Oh, different.
The end of it, yeah. My family always marks it.
Different day.
I'm the only Williams here. I guess you'd be the only other one interested in it.
Oh, yeah, nobody else on the ship is a human, apparently.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
That was ages ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation.
Oh, Passover.
Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Ah.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
A Williams has to be better than the best, if only to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. Takes a special kind of thick-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
Who's Quisling? I know Arnold, that's Benedict Arnold. Quisling must be a traitor as well, but that name does not sound familiar to me. Oh, that is new. That is new.
What happened to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shanxi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of them.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
What a wimp.
He refused to sacrifice his men just to save face for humanity. You planning to throw yourself on a sword to save face for him?
Would it make a difference? He's gone now. Dad's gone too. And who would it impress? I'll never be good enough for the Alliance. So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
That depends. Are you willing to do any personal favors?
You're a valuable part of my crew, Williams. If I want an opinion from the head, I go to Alenko.
What?
When I want one from the heart, I go to you.
Oh,
I also play a mean game of pool.
we don't have a table.
But anyway, I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
Dismissed, Chief.
Once again,
Ma'am.
the way that she says that every time. Dismissed, Chief. Does not sound platonic to me. All right, more things here. Ships and vehicles. Like, are we just getting random Codex entries every time we talk to people? Seemingly none of this... oh, this actually does bear some relevance to what we just talked about. Planetary assaults. Planetary assaults are complicated if the target is a habitable garden world. The attackers cannot approach the defender straight on. The Citadel conventions prohibit the use of large kinetic impactors against habitable worlds. In a straight-on attack, any misses plow into the planet behind the defending fleet. If the defenders position themselves between the attackers and the planet, they can fire at will while the attacker risks hitting the planet. Successful assaults on garden worlds hinge upon up-to-date intelligence. Attackers need to determine where the enemy's defenses are so they may approach from an angle that allows them to fire with no danger of collateral damage. Note this is not necessary for hostile worlds. Once control of orbit has been lost, defensive garrisons disperse into the wilderness. An enemy with orbital superiority can bombard surface forces with impunity. The best option for defenders is to hide and collect reconnaissance in anticipation of relief forces. Given the size of a planet, it is impractical to garrison entire conquered worlds. Fortunately, colonization efforts tend to focus on building up a dozen or fewer areas. Ground forces occupy the spaceports, industrial facilities, and major population centers. The wilderness is patrolled by unmanned aerial vehicles and satellite reconnaissance. If a defender unit is spotted, air mobile rapid deployment units and satellite artillery are used to pin down and destroy them. So, sounds like a very complicated version of missile command. Maybe that's just me. But we do have Garrus over here. How you doing, buddy?
Commander, what can I do for you?
Something going on? You upset that I don't use you enough? Also, I just noticed what I think is a little weird about the eyelashes. The eyelashes are just as long, if not longer, on the outside of the eye than they are on the inside of the eye, and that's not how eyelashes work. So that's why they stand out more than they normally would. Either way, we're ready to move on.
Something bothering you?
It's Sara. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with everything he's done. I know you're doing everything you can, and if anyone can catch him, it's you, but if there's anything else I can do to help, anything, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Don't stand in the way of slow-moving, heavy-impacting bullets or whatever it is that they're firing. Seriously, you jump in the way. What the hell's your problem?
I understand your concern, but we will find him. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do.
Yes, ma'am. You can count on me.
Can I?
Thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate it. Can I ask you something, Commander?
I can just go, no. No, we're done.
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Sara?
That has occurred to me.
They were really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
Yeah, that thought has occurred to me.
I get the feeling this isn't a question. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive. Too much could happen. He could escape, or the Council might let him go. If we find him, when we find him, I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
That's a last resort.
If Saren won't listen to reason, if he forces my hand, I'll kill him in a heartbeat. But only if it's absolutely necessary.
But what's the point in keeping him alive? It just gives him an opportunity to escape or convince the Council to listen to him.
You're the cop here, man.
And what about the Geth? They might try to free him.
We know more about Saren's plans than anyone. But what do we really know? If we just kill him, we lose the chance to find out.
Torture him.
Yeah, I see your point. Do you really think there's more to know, other than the fact that he's a raving lunatic?
He's not.
Maybe, maybe not. But it's not a chance I'm willing to take.
He doesn't seem to be a raving lunatic to me. All right, more Codex entries. I wonder what this one's going to be on. Is this going to be on something, relevant? Are we going to learn about the Turian mating rituals here? The Turian government. Once again, I don't think that was brought up. The Turian government is a hierarchical meritocracy. Okay. While it has great potential for misuse, this is tempered by the civic duty and personal responsibility Turians learn in childhood. Meritocracy means whoever earns it gets power. Turians have 27 citizenship tiers, beginning with civilians, client races, and children. The initial period of military service is the second tier. Formal citizenship is conferred at the third tier after boot camp. For client races, citizenship is granted after the individual musters out. Higher-ranked citizens are expected to lead and protect subordinates. Lower-ranked citizens are expected to obey and support superiors. Promotion to another tier of citizenship is based on the personal assessments of one's superiors and co-rankers. Throughout their lives, Turians ascend to higher tiers and are occasionally demoted to lower ones. The stigma associated with demotion lies not on the individual, but on those who promoted him when he wasn't ready for additional responsibility. This curbs the tendency to promote individuals into positions beyond their capabilities. Settling into a role and rank is not considered stagnation. Turians value knowing one's own limitations more than being ambitious. At the top At the top are the Primarchs, who each rule a colonization cluster. The Primarchs vote on matters of national import. They otherwise maintain a hands-off policy, trusting the citizens on each level below them to do their jobs competently. Turians enjoy broad freedoms, so long as one completes his duties and does not prevent others from completing theirs. Nothing is forbidden. For example, there are no laws against recreational drug use, but if someone is unable to complete his duties due to drug use, his superiors step in. Judicial proceedings are interventions. Peers express their concern and try to convince the offender to change. If rehabilitation fails, Turians have no qualms about sentencing dangerous individuals to life at hard labor for the state. Doesn't seem like they have the death penalty then. But a very structured organization nonetheless. We will talk to you, see if
Looking for supplies?
you've got anything particularly good.
Let's see what you got.
Chances
You bet, Commander.
are he's got some 9s. No, he doesn't even have 9s. He's got 8s. Kovelyov is really good. But I don't think it's good enough for me to purchase. Everybody that needs one has one. So I should be good. I typically haven't purchased, I don't think, much of anything from him. But that works out wonderfully. Holy crap, how much does that cost? 200,000? That might be worth it. You know what? I've been fine. What the hell is that? Either way, we got some 7s, some 8s, and then we got 4s. What the hell? That's crap. Oh, that's Specter Master Gear. That's probably why it's so expensive. I don't think he changes every time I go to talk to him, so I will deal with the rest of that a little bit later. But hey, they're selling me 8s. That's usually good. Wow. Called you Liara. Sorry about that, Tali. I'm sorry. All aliens look alike to me. How you doing?
It feels like we're getting near the end, doesn't it, Shepard? With Sara, I mean.
Probably 1 or 2 more missions, and that'll probably do it.
It won't be much longer. One way or another, it'll all be over soon.
You'll find the conduit before he does. I know you will. You have to. And after this is all over, when my pilgrimage ends and I go back to my own people, I'll be proud to say I was a part of it.
I would say an important part, but really you were only an important part when we were on the moon, and that was kind of a side quest.
We couldn't have done this without you, Tali.
You've been good to me. A lot of people treat Quarians like second-class citizens. They just want us to go back to our fleet and disappear. But you've treated me just like everyone else on your crew. Like an equal. That means a lot, and it says something about you. Whatever happens, I just want to say thank you for that.
You know, you could show your appreciation in a couple of hours in my quarters, but I don't think that's going to happen either.
I'm gonna miss you when you go back to your own people, Tali.
That won't happen for a while yet. I'll be right here anytime you need me.
Tali, yeah, we learned about him. Yeah, that all seems like stuff we have seen before.
I should go.
See you later.
No Codex entry this time? Nothing on the Quarian mating rituals? How come we only hear about Asari mating rituals? I wonder what they say about human mating rituals. Either way, before we head back to the Citadel, I'm going to take this opportunity to purchase things, equip things properly, and sell quite a few outdated and not as good upgrades. I'll be back when that's done. That is done, and we should be ready to go now. We just need to head up here as soon as I get my fingers on the right buttons. We are ready to leave Novaria. Probably finish exploring this place a little bit. Let's head to Marana, see if we can't survey. There's no survey. Velis? Come on, survey! Survey! Matriarch's writing. Scan of the Vanis. Wow. that wasn't even close to what it said. Scans of the planet Velis revealed a small abandoned vessel. Your salvage team brought the ship on board and dismantled it, whereupon they discovered one of Matriarch Dillinaga's writings. I'm already full on those. We've appreciated something a little bit better. All right, that is it for the Horsehead Nebula, and that's pretty much it for what we want to do here for the time being. We will head back to the Serpent Nebula and head to the Citadel. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't get a transmission somewhere along the way here, but we do get undocking procedures. That is one hell of a turn to get out of the dock. It's actually kind of impressive. And off we get shot again. I don't know why they have to show this every time we go somewhere, but they do. So we will head back to the Citadel. We'll see if there is anything to meet us right outside. As soon as we make it through the scanner, I assume. I assume there are many scanners before you can land at the Citadel. But we are free to go.